Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Say More Podcast with your host, Lauralie and Phoebe. How are you, my girl?
I feel like normally you say Phoebe Hagen.
I know, I don't know why I said Lauralie
Yeah,
and Phoebe. I was like, Lauralie and Phoebe Hagen. I don't know why I didn't say my second name, but how are you?
I love that. I'm good. You know why?
Bye.
Because I get to start my Monday morning with you being in P Queen. And I
Oh.
was like, I cannot. Like, what better way to start my morning with my little coffee and my Phoebe on the other side being P Queen? I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk to you. Like, I feel that today is like your episode because it's P Week for you.
I know, and you text me literally like on Saturday, like literally like happy peak week, and I was like, it like almost like sunk in like even more, and I was like, holy crap, like I'm actually, well, right now I'm like 5 days out, which is crazy to me because I'm like, okay, we're doing this, let's go. But no, I'm glad to spend my morning with you as well. It's really nice, and it's under 3 weeks out for the both of us as well for the Olympia. So. How do
19
you feel
days.
about that? I know, 19 days.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But
good. Like I said, it's been good. I think things are gonna start, confirming themselves. It was like, okay, we're playing with this, a bit of food, like, with the training, then we like decrease cardio a little bit for a day, and then, going back to increasing, like doing manipulation until it's like, okay, we're set, and then we're just gonna repeat that look every day.
yeah.
Going to Pittsburgh this Wednesday, you're the same day that you're traveling to St.
Yes.
Pete's in
Yeah.
Florida for your show. So we're gonna be both like traveling the same day, but I'm gonna get my feedback, and then you're gonna fucking compete. So like,
Okay, it's very, very exciting. So super exciting. So, I mean, so when you
how are you
obviously,
feeling? Like you, how you feel? How you feeling?
I feel like it's weird because I was saying this to Max yesterday, like literally yesterday when we were driving to the gym. I was like, I don't feel like I'm doing a show this weekend. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing a show, which it's weird because he was like, that's a good thing. Like, it's a good thing that you don't feel like you need to be super exhausted or super nervous or super anything. You're just doing a show. It's what you do. So I was like, okay, that's kind of, I like the fact that you said that. But also equally, I was like, it's weird because it doesn't feel like I'm doing a show, but like, it feels like it, like, but what is the feeling of feeling doing a show? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what are those excited feelings? I think it will start to hit when I get to Florida, like when I travel and then I'm going to check-ins and like, doing all those like little things. Cause at the moment it still feels like weirdly not confirmed. And I don't know why. Because it was probably like not a last minute decision, but it was like kind of a last minute decision where we just jumped into it. So it doesn't feel real yet. So I think it will feel real when I'm in Florida. But in terms of like just feelings in general, like body wise, I feel like I said to you a second ago, like I feel really good. Like we're tightening up this week. Like this past week has been like really nicely, like a nice way to tighten up. Like the main thing for me was inflammation, like just getting rid of inflammation, which we'll go into and stuff like that this within this episode anyway. But for me it was inflammation because obviously cardio is high. We're doing a lot of like output and like lower body and all that type of thing. So I was like, I just need to get rid of that. Once we get rid of that, I'll start to feel, I think, a little bit more at ease, if that makes sense. But yeah, apart from that, things have been good. Things have been really, really good.
That's really exciting. I saw you went to an event yesterday. How was that?
Oh, that was so good. It was the NPC Nevada seminar, and it was really fun. Like Sandy obviously came down um to obviously like do her speaking and stuff like that, like about obviously the criteria and all that type of thing. And it's really nice like when all of you come together, like, do you know what I mean? Like, when you go to those seminars and like everyone comes together and you get to meet loads of different people and you get to hang out with everyone, and it's just a fun time. And I won't lie, I was worried because I was like, it's going to be a long day, because especially me being 6 days out, I was like, it's going to be a tiring day. But I don't know, I get like this weird burst of energy when I'm like around like, your people, like, your environment, where you're just like, I'm just running off fumes at this point, and but it just feels good in a way, do you know? So it was kind of nice having that yesterday, because it just kind of set me up for this week, I guess. So it's really, really good vibes, really good vibes.
Yeah, I mean, you were around, all three other girls that could be to the Olympia, but you're the one that's 6 weeks out. So, is Sandy judging your show? Do you know?
No, so I think there is. So I think it's Bill that's judging my show. I think they announced it
Shout out
that's
to
doing head
Billy.
judge. Yes. So yeah, he's judged me before, and yeah, I'm like, regardless, I'm really excited to get like the feedback and just see what I kind of look like up there because I haven't been on stage this year, and again, this is a whole different package. Like I'm still around. I think I weighed in. Well, I mean, it's like 6:30 right now for me, but and I'll weigh in again probably after this episode. But I mean, I weighed in yesterday at around £9 up from stage since last time still. So, and I think we'll probably drop a few pounds of like information and like just like volume of food and
Yeah.
stuff, but we will not be anywhere near like where I was last year, which is crazy to think that, which is, I'm really happy about that if I'm honest though.
I mean, baby, you look like you're thriving, and I love
Yeah.
to see it. And I'm so happy, like you're in good spirit, and you feel like you're tightening up nicely, and everything's gonna be smooth. But if you carry on that same energy all the way through, and you get to Florida, and you're just like, I'm just going to the supermarket, I'm just gonna do my show type of
Yeah.
vibe, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
So
It's
just
just,
carry that, and I feel that that show being in Florida already is gonna help you so much. Like, do you feel like it's gonna help?
I think it will help me because it will help me kind of feel a bit more settled going into the Olympia and stuff as well. So the reason like behind that we wanted to do the show before was exactly that, like to just kind of feel a bit more settled, get any nerves out, get any feedback, especially because it's a new kind of physique that we're bringing to stage, to see if that's actually what they want, see if it, pairs up against like other girls and all that sort of thing. If it looks good, if the new look looks good, like new bikini, all those types of things. Trying out all these things for the Olympia, trial and error basically, to see if it's good. And also just for like it'll I'll be in Florida for like the next 2.5 weeks. So like before the Olympia, it just feels nice just have it instead of like I feel like instead of flying over to Florida and then landing and then it's chaos, because you know what Olympia week's like, it's chaos. So at least I kind of have that week in Florida where it's just like, okay, I'm settling in, feel good. Okay, now it's Olympia, now everyone's turning up and everyone's arriving and it doesn't feel like hectic. So I'm excited for that, to be fair. I think that'll be nice.
Yeah, it's gonna have would it have you done the show if it was like in Texas?
It's hard because obviously I did that
Did it
last
help?
year.
Did it help like being in Florida? Like was it like, oh, and it's in Florida. Was it like on a pro side of things?
I mean, it definitely helped the fact that it was in Florida. Like if it was even if it was in I think if it was in Florida and it was like, oh, I don't know, I don't know
Okay, it
if
was
it
not
wasn't
really
in Florida.
considered.
No, it wasn't massively considered,
Okay.
but I think it was a massive like it was a helping hand. Like, oh, that's in Florida as well. I can just stay there then. That makes sense, you know.
It's a plus.
Um, yeah, it's a plus. It's a plus. But no, how have you been this week? How has things been going this past week? How has like your week, well, 4 weeks out of the Olympia?
Oh, honey, I'm not done with you. Like, we're not done talking about your peak week. You said so many things that I'm like, okay. First of all, you have a new bikini because you just said new bikini, new look. Okay, so
Okay.
we're redoing. Are you not? Are you going with your hair flat?
Oh my God, no, I'm not. No,
Thank
I'm
you.
still
Okay, okay.
wearing
Okay,
curls.
so we're good. Okay, we're good.
No,
Okay, keep going.
no, I
So
can never, I could never go back. Never.
listen,
No.
we never know. We
Yeah, I
never
know.
know. But
I know. But
just
no, we're
asking
keeping
for a
the
friend.
cows.
So you said bikini. I heard
Keeping the
bikini.
cows.
So
Um, so we're not changing colors. We just got something slightly different in terms of like just complexion and different stones and a better cut and all that type of thing. So it's slightly it's new. It's like an improved bikini. So it's the same color as what I wore last year, but I do have a really nice blue that I do want to try potentially to see what it looks like, but then it also is like if it's not broken, why fix it? So I'm kind of like I liked my purple yesterday last year. So and I was looking at like different colors, like oh, what can I do differently? And I was like, but do I have to change it? Do I have to change my color? Do I feel like I have to do something different. And I was like, no, because if it works, it works. So I feel like I'm gonna probably wear my new bikini, but it's just like it's the same color as last year. To be boring, but I do like the color, so there's no need to change it.
That's good. And your body's gonna speak for yourself, like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's all
exactly.
you want. Okay, and then
I love how you
going
have a list for me.
I
You're
actually
like,
took notes.
right.
Listen, I took notes, okay? So, because I want to dive into these things, like I feel that when we talk to each other, especially each other, because I'm like, inflammation, I know exactly what you're talking about,
Yeah.
like all these things. But you said that you're going to drop a couple pounds, leading to peak week, and the actual couple next days are very like can be very
Important.
detrimental, and you know yourself, like, you're gonna travel and then you're gonna lose your water. You're probably gonna have like a little like protocol thingy, like to go and flying in, and then what you're gonna do when you're gonna come in and do your check-in and stuff. So, as far as inflammation, what have you been doing to help with that right now, or like what are you considering on doing to keep your inflammation down?
So I don't know. So obviously, information is just right now high because, like we said before, it's like cardio. There's a lot we're doing a lot to obviously get that like last little bit of body fat off for this show. So inflammation is like my legs feel like just heavy from the cardio, the training, all that type of thing. So to help that, I've obviously been getting massages, making sure that I'm stretching, making sure that I'm just taking care of myself and not like overdoing it, like by doing too much. Like sounds really silly, but like standing up all day, like if I'm up on my feet all day, just
Yeah.
take a seat, like just sit down and just like rest your legs. Just that it sounds like silly, but that little extra really does massively help, like a huge amount. I don't know if you do this, but when I sleep, like from like 4 weeks out, actually not even 4 weeks, like 6 weeks out from like the Olympia, like weeks ago, I started just sleeping with my feet elevated. And I do that all the time when I like go into shows and I know my legs are like heavy and stuff like that. Because it really helps when I wake up in the morning and my legs don't feel like so heavy from that beginning, like, you know what I mean? Like they'll
Yes.
obviously start to get tired like throughout the day and stuff, but it makes it so much harder when you literally get up and you're like, oh my God, my legs are heavy, like from the straight get go. And
Mm-hmm.
you're just like, I don't need that. I can't be dealing with that. So I don't know who I saw it from. I think I saw it from someone, like another pro on Instagram or something. And I thought, oh, let's give it a go. And it helps me quite a lot. It obviously doesn't make a massive difference like throughout the whole day, but like just that morning when my legs just don't feel as heavy, it feels nice. So yeah, managing fatigue is massively important, especially in peak week and stuff like that. And just fatigue in general within a prep to take care of your body is super, super important. And obviously I mentioned about a couple of pounds and stuff like that. So we'll probably drop that inflammation, that water, that fatigue once I start to relax, once I start to bring cardio down. So we'll probably start to bring cardio down once I'm in Florida, which will be Thursday morning. So we'll probably drop the cardio down quite a large, well, hoping quite a large amount on Thursday. And then I know Adam said, we spoke about it yesterday, he mentioned that on Thursday and Friday, he does want me to just do cardio and just relax. So I'm not gonna train for 2 days before the show, which I'm like, not worried about, but I think this is something different because he wants me to make sure I am relaxed. Like my body's not going to be like inflamed. He wants me to be just completely zen vibes, which I've only usually rest the day before versus 2 days before. So I'll have technically 3 days rest from obviously counting show day, and then we're back on it on Sunday.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy it though, and your muscle won't go anywhere because
Exactly.
you
That's the
jack
thing.
girl. Yeah, yeah, no.
No,
I mean, that's a really good protocol. I'm very happy for you because I feel like it's getting very personalized to you and very aligned with the criteria. So props to Adam if you're watching this. I'm glad that you guys are kind of the same page with that
yeah.
too. You also said that you're gonna lose a couple pounds because of the volume of the food. Do you want to dive into that?
Yeah, of course. So volume of food. So what we like to do, I think, is bring down like so obviously the lower our calories get, I feel like sometimes the higher we make like the slightly smaller things like salads and things like that. I make
A
hands
bag
up.
of lettuce a
Yeah,
day. It's
me.
okay.
So you make those foods that you can have just as a little bit higher, just to like fill up your stomach a little bit more, just so you have more there. So you're not like, oh my God, I'm really, really hungry. So bringing down those things and bringing down things like fizzy drinks, which I don't actually have anyway. I'll have like a few, like maybe like one a day, not even one a day if I'm honest, half a can, because it does hurt my tummy sometimes, especially this close to show. But little things like sweeteners and stuff like that, taking away any artificial things. Well, we've taken those out from like probably like last week now. So this
Mhm.
last week we've taken out all those artificial sweeteners if I have any. Taking like not taking out volume, but obviously kind of bringing it down so it's not like a lot. And then this week, obviously the week of show day, we'll start to bring it down a lot, like a bit more, so we're not obviously filling up the stomach too much to keep the waistline nice and small. And yeah, so that's the only thing. And then obviously on show day, we'll manipulate things where we won't be having like huge meals or a lot of water, those types of things. So it will be, well, we'll have water obviously, but we'll kind of manage it better and all that type of thing. Um, but yeah, trying to manage volume just to make sure that the waistline stays nice and tight. That's basically what we do it for.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the that's the like practice or like keeping
Mm,
the asparagus or like just very light vegetables that
light
you just want to fill
vegetables.
up. Yeah. But
Yeah.
would you agree like your hunger, you're 5 days out. It's like
Hunger's irrelevant. It doesn't, it almost is like, I haven't, it's weird. I haven't been like hungry for meals. And that's when I know I'm like, show day week is upon us, because it's like all you're
Mhm.
focused on is that weekend. And you're like, right, like everything is envisioned, everything else is irrelevant. Any like struggle is irrelevant because you're like, right, show day weekend. Do you know what I mean? So,
Uh-huh.
um, yeah, it feels good. It feels really nice. And like I said, like it feels nice to just be very calm before the show. And I think it's that's one of the questions that we'll kind of dive into later and stuff anyway within this episode. But like how you start to kind of handle your nerves going into a show like during the peak week, and like anxiety, like not anxiety, but feeling anxious and stuff like that about stepping on stage and stuff like that. I haven't had that much. Um, I have had it like I won't lie, I've had it sometimes like throughout this prep, not sometimes throughout, like quite a few times throughout this prep, but for this specific show, I haven't felt that yet. I think, like I said, I'll probably feel it when I'm in Florida because it doesn't feel real yet.
And hopefully when it hits, you're just able to kind of sleep it off.
Yeah.
Like I always wish that on everybody. The At the Arnold 2021, I fell asleep backstage, and that was the best feeling I could have ever asked for. I'm like,
That's so
that's
funny.
that's when when you feel asleep backstage, you just know you're just zoned in.
Yeah.
You know what to do. You're like everything. You don't stress about your posing. You never see me practice my posing backstage, ever.
You already
Like,
know what you need to do. You're already at that point where you should know what you need to do. You don't need to, the more you practice it, the more you're going to get in your head. That's why I tell my clients and stuff as well. Like,
mhm,
practice it once if you need to, and then that's it. That's all you need to
yeah.
do. Because if you overlook things and overdo it, it's just going to become, you'll be your own worst enemy.
So you're getting on in Florida on Wednesday. I wish you were
Yeah.
closer. I so
I
wish you were
know.
closer.
I forget how big Florida actually is because I was like, oh my God. So it's messaging like other people, like, are you going to come to the Florida show? And they're like, no, it's like ages away. And I was like, how big is Florida? And I was like, oh yeah, it's huge. I
Yeah.
forgot how big it is.
Yeah, it's in there. But
Yeah.
um so you're
It's
getting
okay
there
though.
Wednesday. What's your plan for food? Are you gonna cook over there? Are you gonna bring all of your food like cooked
No, we've got an
already?
apartment. Again, I'm that person. I'm like, I can't be cooking all my food like before and then like savoring it. I'm such a prep princess. It's so bad. I'm so horrible. But I just like I can't have like food brought from here to here. I just need to make sure it's fresh. Like I don't know. I just want it to be fresh. So we've got an apartment for the next week or so when we're in Florida, and then we're driving from Tampa to Orlando, which isn't that far. Because
Okay.
then the reason for that is because we don't want to have to pay. Well, actually, it's quite. You can't actually fly from Tampa to Orlando like straight away, which I didn't realize because it's so close. I didn't think you could. If I did think you could, but you can't. And then obviously like the bag situation, we're gonna have a lot of bags. So I was like, paying that in like on the plane and stuff like that. It flights for in the US are a nightmare when it comes to baggage, and I'm someone who carries a lot of baggage. So I was like, let's just drive so I can like carry all my stuff. I can sleep. I can put my feet up. It will just be comfortable. So
Wait,
yeah,
who's
we're gonna
gonna
do that
drive?
instead. Max, I'm not driving. I don't actually have my license. Fun fact, which is really bad.
I mean, I remember you saying that, so I was like, okay, who's gonna drive? But no,
Yeah,
you're gonna be a
Max will still
passenger
drive.
princess and just pass
Yeah,
out.
passenger and prep princess all
Phoebe
day
has
long.
this thing. Max told me that sorry Max, I put you on the line, but Phoebe falls asleep immediately in the car.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's
Because
because
no, I know what it is. He told me what it is.
what is it?
Because when you were young, when you couldn't go to bed and you would go in the car and then you
Oh
would
my
fall
God.
asleep. You're so cute.
What I love about this friendship so much is like our friendship. I saw a meme about it the other day, and it's like one person has like the memory of like she remembers everything, and that's you, and then the other one has a memory of like a goldfish and doesn't remember anything. That's me. Perfect duo. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, that is actually the complete reason. My dad used to drive me round the block like over and over again to try and get me to sleep. So that's so funny that you remember that.
He's so cute.
But
Okay, good stuff, Phoebes.
yeah,
You're
good
ready.
stuff. I'm
Um,
excited.
so the athletes meeting is gonna be on Friday.
I'm
Um,
excited. I can't
what
wait.
time?
I don't know. I
Okay.
haven't looked. I haven't looked to be fair. I think it's like 3 o'clock or something like that. So it's not like late, late, which is kind of
Okay.
nice.
Yeah,
So it's pretty
midday.
good. Yeah, it'll
Okay,
be good.
cool. And
Tis
then
nice.
the Saturday show is a two like obviously prejudging finals. Is it like
Yeah.
like the typical 9 a.m. and then 7 p.m. thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think it's seven. I don't think it's seven. I think it's
Like
a little
five.
bit earlier. Yeah. Well, I hope it's not too late. I don't think it's too late because it. I think I looked on when I looked online last time. It was like prejudging starts at 11, I think, and then I think we'll
Okay.
probably be on. We'll probably be on at around because it's got
One.
Masters bikini as well. Yeah, it's got Masters bikini and stuff as well. So I think we'll probably be on about one, and then it's because NPC is like at like 8 a.m. or something like that. So I think then it's like immediately straight away it'll go back into finals and then the finals for NPCs in the evening. So that would be kind of nice. So we'll be over and done with hopefully by like 6 at least.
Okay.
That'd be nice. That'd be very,
Good
very
stuff.
nice. But did you want to get into today's episode? Because we have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
A lot of questions. And
Okay.
we wanted to kind of like dive into this episode being like based around peak week because I'm in peak week, but a lot of you had a lot of questions about like what that entails, and even like when we didn't ask, like people were asking like, oh, what do you do for peak week, like having like these questions and stuff. So I think it'd be good to kind of like just dive into it. Did you
Yeah.
want to kind of explain what peak week I guess is like when people kind of like say the word, they're like peak week, like what does that mean?
Okay. Being peak week, guys, is being 7 days out from your actual show day. So like for us or for Phoebe right now, I said happy peak week on Saturday because for a week from that Saturday, she's going to be on stage. So just a term in the bodybuilding world. And I feel like it used to mean a lot of things because peak week would be like, okay, we're depleting all the carbs for the next 3 days, and then we're gonna load you up, cut your water, cut your salt, and doing like all these crazy things and manipulation. And over the years, obviously, bodybuilding has evolved on a lot of things and the health side of things. And, you don't really see the cutting salt anymore. You don't see people really cutting water anymore. Like crazy amount of diuretics. Like all of these crazy protocols are not at least I'm talking for bikini at
Yeah.
least. Um, and the depletion part of things like peak week should be you running into the show like really easily, but there's still little things extra that you didn't do throughout the prep, like your skin preparation for the tanning, um, cutting, like Phoebe says, being mindful of the inflammation and the volume you know, keeping your waist small, so your digestion being like extra proper, maybe tracking your water, maybe tracking your salt. Like, I don't know what exactly that entails for you, but there is no science behind it. Trust me, if your coach is sending you a peak week protocol 2 weeks out, I don't care if it's 6 weeks out or 2 weeks out,
Yeah.
both are wrong. Both are
Yeah.
wrong. Do not execute that. It's just not a thing.
Because it
Um,
needs to be done within the moment. Like, okay, how are
Within
you
the
looking?
moment.
How are you looking now? Like, what is going on now? They can give you an idea of what it will entail. So,
Yeah.
giving you like tips and like, okay, we might be doing this, we might be doing this, but nothing's set in stone because I don't know how your body is going to be at this like point in time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's super important, like to, especially for bikini. You know, we're speaking for bikini, but peak week, yeah. I mean, what was your like first peak week like protocol like ever?
Oh my God, that was a long time ago, and I say that because it was a depletion and
Yeah.
then a 1 day carb up, cutting the water, I think 48 hours before the show. I had no
Oh
salt
wow.
my entire prep. Yeah, the
Yeah. Oh
whole
my.
like
Yeah. Same.
old school bodybuilding. But
Yeah.
listen, very cookie cutter.
Mm.
Anything works when you're
There's a better
newbie.
way. There's a better ways to do it though.
Yeah, when you're newbie, anything works, but is it the best way to do it? Absolutely not. Um, and I think my first peak week was the first time and the last time I ever took a diuretic, like an actual diuretic.
Okay.
Yeah, I never, no more, ever, ever, ever in my entire life. I felt like so much shit. I think I took like half, or like a quarter, and then I was like, never again. It's not worth it. Obviously, I get super flat, and I was yeah. But anyways, so that's been my protocol. I love my little like roasted dandelion tea. I get that. I make sure my digestion is on point.
Mm.
So yeah, that it evolved like we said, and like you pointed out, it needs to be in the moment, like
Mm.
literally hour by the hour, training by the training, weather by the weather. Like if it's
Yeah.
raining that day, you need to check in like more. Anything can happen because any little things has effect. I don't know, it has more effect because we're like already, you have the cortisol in and you're just more in tune with your body, so we're
Mm.
just more looking into it and just
Yeah.
more anal about
It's
it.
just the small finer details day by day. That's what you need
Yeah.
to look at, like as time goes
Yeah.
on. I mean, my first peak week protocol was pretty similar to yours. I mean, it was literally mine and Matt. Like my first prep was literally like me and Max. Like we were just dieting me down. There was no like there was no anything, no knowledge to it. And I remember literally looking up like peak week protocols on like bodybuilding.com, which is so which was so bad. And we saw obviously about like we didn't have like salt or we didn't have carbs or anything. We saw something about a carb up, so we had carbs like the night before.
What did you
We
get? Do you remember what you got? Did you
what
do
is in
like the
like
did you do like the waffle carb up, the IHOP carb up with the bacon and stuff?
no, oh
Or
my god, no, 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 no. We
you
didn't
did
do like
clean stuff?
anything like no, we didn't like do like a hardcore bodybuilder like style thing, but it was like I think
Okay.
we just had like more carbs like the day before. But like the whole prep, we barely had any carbs, barely had any salt, like we was like you said before, and then we didn't do a water drop of like 48 hours, but we did it like 20. I think we like did it like 12 or like 24 hours where we had like no water. I won the show, but again, there's no like, obviously like little things like that are gonna like make a huge, I mean, I say a huge difference, but they're gonna make a huge difference when you do those extremes, but there's better ways of doing it. So I felt like absolute shit. So, no, we definitely won't be doing that again, but that was my first experience, so it's very very interesting. But no, I think that's kind of like the basics of what peak week protocol kind of is, and we always
Uh-huh.
kind of say, well, I mean, I know we both say it, and I don't know, obviously other people say it, but we always want to try and be ready before peak week, before the show. We want to be ready before that peak week because we want to try and allow that week to be relaxing, bringing down inflammation, not having to stress yourself out even more. So that's why we're now bringing down like or wanting to bring down cardio, kind of increase food a little bit so my body can naturally just drop any kind of stress that it's holding on to from training, from cardio, and all that type of thing. So I think that's very important. Like, guys, if you really try and focus on being ready the week before or being ready early, not early like we were talking about before, but ready that week before, it helps because that week will be so much more relaxing and less stress.
Yeah, and just I think once you have that out of the way, you feel ready, and then your coach gives you a little bit more food, and then the more food kind of makes you happy, and then the happiness makes you go to the bathroom, and everything just kind of start like
It sounds weird, but
working.
it actually makes so much sense. Like when you're just relaxed, when like I've had this times before where in peak week I've been stressed as hell and like it just nothing clicks and you can see it on stage, it's just a mess. And I've had peak weeks where it's just been don't feel like I'm competing, feel really good, like I feel happy, like I don't, energy's not too bad, like energy's obviously low, but like not that bad. Oh, food's increased, sweet, amazing. Like things just make you, like it just feels good. It's just like you're rolling into the show. And obviously I know we can't always control that. We can't always control, you know, what's the word? External things like flights could be delayed and like work like externally could be stressful. We get that. We get that it's not like, oh, not everything could be smooth, but if you can make it better for yourself, try and be ready before peak week, like before that peak week, so it'll be so much nicer going into the show. So much nicer.
Preach.
So, okay. Let's get into the questions because we got a few. So I want to try and find some good ones. Okay. Are you the type wait, when is your last workout before your show? So mine this time is Thursday, and the show's on Saturday. Usually, because Adam wants me to rest more, that's why we're doing it this way. But usually, my last workout is on. Oh, actually, my last workout's on Wednesday, and then I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 3 days. So my
Okay.
last workout is on Wednesday because he wants me to rest. He was like, I want you to rest, which is good. But usually my last workout is on Thursday, rest Friday, show day Saturday.
Yeah.
What's yours usually like?
It's the typical, like until Thursday. But I want to say there's been a couple shows that we shut it down on Wednesday. And then he looks at me on Thursday morning and he's like, nope, go back to
Yeah,
bed. Go
yeah,
back to bed, and we're resting. Especially with the Olympia on Thursday. I need to get my makeup done by 9, and then there's the press conference at 12, and then I'm up on my feet until basically the athletes meeting that leads into the meet and greet until 10, 11, 12 a.m. in the
fair.
morning, and then I get my tan in between all that. So Thursday for me is already a workout by itself.
Yeah,
And then Friday, I do not work. Like every sponsor, bless, like they understand completely, but I've worked a booth before the Olympia. I think it was my first Olympia, and I'm never doing that again.
mm. And I think
Never.
that's good that you've done that. Like because again, you know your body, you know you need to relax, you need to rest. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like resting for me is the best thing. Sometimes I just need a nap.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, okay. And then someone said, do you do like sauna, steam room, skin prep? Like, what is it that you do within your peak week when it comes to, well, yeah, do you do sauna and steam room? I've done it before. This prep, I haven't actually done much saunering. Won't lie, this past few days, I have been to the sauna twice just to right before bed, just to relax a little bit more, just because I have been feeling a little bit more stressed in the evenings because there's a lot to do, like in terms of like I've got work and other things like that. So I've gone to the sauna to relax, to kind of de-stress, and then it helps me sleep.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Do you do that
No,
at all?
nothing as such. I live in Miami. I don't even know if there's a
Yeah.
sauna anywhere. I had a friend that had one in her house, and I would
Oh,
go there, um, once a week. But at this point, I'm not doing anything special. I'm doing tanning beds right now. I started 2 days
oh,
ago. So every other day I go to tanning bed just a little bit. It kind of makes you relax. Like you say, it makes you a little bubble for like 12 minutes, and I feel like it helps with just having a base coat for my tan.
For tan. Yeah, that's
So that's what
good.
I yeah, that's what I do for skin, and then scrubbing.
Oh
Scrubbing,
yes, that.
moisturizing,
When do you
and
stop moisturizing?
when do I stop?
Do you stop moisturizing at any point?
No, I know there's like a thing to it, but no, I don't. I
I
don't.
mean, I don't stop moisturizing massively. I stop because I have such dry skin anyway. So like, I stopped moisturizing for like one day, and my skin would just be like ashy
Yeah.
as hell. So
No,
I'm like,
exactly.
as so I'm like, I probably stop moisturizing probably on like the Thursday, and then obviously, actually no, the Thursday probably like the Tuesday, Wednesday actually, because then obviously if I get my base on either Thursday or Friday, then my skin's just a little bit dry, so it just takes it in a little bit more. So that's generally the only skin prep I do is like the scrubbing, stop moisturizing like a few days before I then get my base coat, and then obviously the shaving and stuff like that, and that's literally it.
Yeah.
But there's not massive.
I do the Selsun Blue like shampoo
Oh, what?
before. Selsun Blue, it's called Selsun Blue, the medical one. So a bodybuilder gave that tip to me a long time ago, but it was the wife of the bodybuilder, and she was like, "You need the Selsun Blue medicated, and that's what you wear before going to your tan." So, because I get a coat on the
Oh.
Thursday, I get a coat on the Thursday. So in the morning of the Thursday, I scrub like kind of gently, like nothing crazy, and then I would use the Selsun Blue, and I wash it off, and it makes your skin super dry, like super dry. And then I go tan, and
Okay.
it sinks into it. But I also do my base coat. I do it like
Yeah, same.
mitt first. So then it goes into my skin. I wear it all Thursday for like the events and stuff. I have like one coat, then I wash it off, rinse it off on Friday, and then I pack one on top of that. Sometimes two, but it's rare. Just one, and then I do the dark top coat on Saturday. And that's what gives me the best flawless tan. Yeah.
Mm. That's pretty much the same with me, but I just don't use the Southern Blue. That's actually really interesting. I might have a look into that to be fair, because
It's
that'll at least help me. Because I don't like not moisturizing before. Like I just want my skin to be happy. But I know it won't be when that tan goes on because it goes so dry. But it's okay.
it's
It
so
has to be to
dry.
soak in.
Yeah, and you put a little bit of like moisturizer in your armpits. I don't really
Mm.
have like dry patches like in the middle of my chest, so I do in the middle of my boobies, and then my armpits, my knees, and my elbows a little bit.
Yeah, elbows. Oh my God,
Oh
yeah,
my God,
elbows.
and palms of my hands.
Oh God, oh my God,
There's
yeah.
there's nothing I hate more than having tan on my
Dry
hands.
hands.
And because of the
It's
calluses
horrible.
too, it gets into your
Oh
calluses,
yeah.
and it gets so orange, and then it's not the greatest.
No, it
It's not
doesn't
the
look nice at
greatest.
all.
So yeah.
Okay, next one. What does the intensity of your workouts look like on peak week? Um, it's brought down a lot more. So like mine for my intensity of my workouts is brought down. It's not more volume. I probably keep the same volume, but I'm just not make pushing for like PBs. I'm not pushing for like really heavy weights. It's pump workouts for me anyway, because I don't want to cause any inflammation that week because we're trying to get rid of inflammation. So there's no point causing inflammation too much, but just something to get a pump. But I do also find if I don't lift heavy enough, then I can't get a pump. So it's not a case of me lifting like no weight and like for example, if I lift like I don't know 10 pounds on lateral raises, I'm not going to go to 1 pound because like that's pointless. Trying to maybe like find that nice in between where I'm not like fatiguing myself, but I'm
Right.
still lifting a good amount to like contract, you know?
Yes, I agree. I agree. I think peak week workouts are just blood flow workout. Get things moving.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just get a little sensation that and it's fun, it's like you're pumping around, you're having fun, like everything should
Mm.
feel nice and tight.
It's weird
But
because I think a lot of people find peak week workouts hard because they feel like they're not training.
oh, it's not training. I wouldn't
Yeah,
call that training.
It's not, but it for me, I actually like it because it allows me to just relax a little bit, especially like this week is like for me to zen up, to relax, to de-stress. So for me,
Mhm.
it kind of feels nice when I do it, but I know a lot of people struggle with it. They're like, I feel like I'm not training, I feel like I'm not working out enough. Um,
I
but
mean, you don't
you
need
have
to,
to. No.
you don't need to work out. Like if you're being smart about it, be smart about it. It took me a while because I do enjoy working out, so I would go
Mm.
to work out, and then Aldo would be like, "Stop, stop," or like Kim would be, "Stop, stop." I'm like, but
I want to
like this is
train.
so much fun. I do want to train, but no, be smart about it. It's just pointless and useless, and then when those things happen, like you keep working out and then you need to like eat more and I don't know. No. Try to keep everything so steady and at peace. Like you're gonna thank yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. What is the best and hardest thing for peak week for you? So what's the best thing about peak week for you?
The best thing about peak week for me is knowing that the show is getting close.
Mm,
My favorite day is the meet and greet. And
mm.
peak week also means like, I don't know. I don't know. What's your favorite? I don't know.
I
Probably
think for
like
me, it's just de-stressing. For me, I actually really enjoy that like just de-stressing part because like we really push it so hard, obviously throughout obviously prep and stuff like that to really bring our best. And like knowing that there's nothing else I could have done because in peak week there's no more really. There's small bits of like manipulation here and there that you can do, but you should be ready. You're pretty much ready, right? So that feeling of knowing, okay, I've done everything this prep can do. There's nothing else I can do at this moment. And once I actually have that moment, because that's why I think I feel so calm. And I think that's what Max kind of said to me yesterday. He was like, you're calm because you're ready. You know, you feel good. Like, obviously, this week I was stressing a little bit, like, oh, am I ready? Am I this and this? Woke up this morning and I was like, I'm ready. I feel good. And that's the best feeling within peak week, like knowing there's nothing else to do now. Everything that needs to be done is done. Let's just go and perform, you know? That's the best feeling for me that's the best part about peak week, I feel.
Yeah, for sure. And it feels like you allow yourself. It's like a self-care week. Like the entire week you're getting your
Mm,
nails done, you're always being scrubbed and
yeah.
you just want to feel good about yourself. You have your little like suitcase or bikini, you're getting ready. Like it's just like you're going on a trip, but
Holiday.
like yeah, a little holiday. And no, peak weeks are fun. Peak weeks are shouldn't be
Mm,
stressful. I always get before my first coat of tan. After my last workout on Wednesday, I actually get my hair washed, and I've been doing that for, my God, I want to say the last maybe 3 years. So I go to the hair salon, and I'm not washing my own hair, and I just go get my hair washed, and like,
relax.
oh my God, this is like the best. Girl, I would pay literally someone every week to wash my hair.
Oh my God. I mean, this week, I'm not gonna lie, I probably washed my hair about twice, which is so bad. Like, not even, I want to say, yeah, yeah, it was twice. But like, when it comes to prep, those things just happen. You're just like, I just want to be able to just not do these things. These little external things, there's just so much more effort to do, especially because you've got a lot of hair as well.
Yes, and extensions and all
Yeah.
of, yeah.
And what is the worst thing about peak week for you? I think for me, it's like sometimes feeling anxious. Like if I feel anxious, like that, sometimes I can't control it, but if I think the worst part is feeling anxious and feeling hungry when I'm bringing down volume and stuff, like more hungry than prep, you know. But I mean, there's no like worst feeling really. I mean that they're very like minor things. It's not like when I say anxious, I think when you get those little jitters for stage and you're like, oh my God, like I'm excited, like, this is happening. But like there's nothing actually that really is like, oh my God, this is the worst feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's hard to get bad feelings when you're so close to the show and like you're not
Mm,
doing cardio and not like there's it's hard to get bad feelings. For me, it's more about the environment. I like
mm,
I like being in Columbus Ohio because I know the hotel. I know the people are super nice. I always get like really acclimated. Um, I get anxious in different environments, I guess. Like that would drive some kind of anxiety
Mm.
towards me. And I used to be very anxious when my family would come around just because I want to take care of them so much. And like, I can't help myself. I cannot help myself. I'm like, do you guys eat? Like, do you have this? And thankfully for my family, they're like, Lauralie, it's not about us. It's about you. But I'm like, okay, like,
Yeah,
listen.
I know.
But no, I just need to be like prepared and stuff. But there's nothing worse part about peak week.
I think the worst feeling I felt before, which I haven't felt for a long time, which is I'm thankful for that, is feeling that you're not ready. So feeling
mm,
like I don't feel ready for the show, or I'm doing the show and I don't feel ready for it. I felt that before, and
But
that's probably the
was it
worst.
rational? Like, would you say like looking
Yeah.
back, would you say it was rational?
Yeah, like it was. So for me, it was
Oh
Arnold's
shit.
last year. Like Arnold's last year,
Mm,
I think going into that, I was like, I know there's more. There was nothing more I could have done, but because I think obviously we've spoken about that before, where my body was tired, it was a long prep previously before that. There was nothing my body could have done anymore. So to prep 2022 for the Arnold's, it was just I was there's nothing else I could do, and that probably was the worst feeling, knowing that I wasn't my best, which
mm,
sucks. And sometimes you can't control that, but as long as you're putting in all your efforts that you can, that's all you can do is control that.
yeah. Nah, I mean,
So yeah.
you just need to accept it. You know what I'm saying? It's like accepting that your body, like your body's your temple. Like you need to accept what it gives to you at the point, like
Mm.
the moment and point of your life. Um,
And make sure you can always improve it after and stuff like that,
yeah, and
which I
just
did, which I'm happy with.
exactly. You move on from it. It just I get that it was probably not the best feeling, but you
No.
get through it, you know, and I feel that you need to feel that maybe once in your life to like understand that you don't want to
Yeah.
feel that way
And it
anymore.
helps you push forwards, because that definitely helped me push forwards for the Olympia last year, and it worked out great. So I'm really happy. I'm blessed that I can get those kind of like, well, I say blessed, but like blessed I can get those feelings, but then I can then keep pushing forwards from that. I can always
Yeah.
learn from it. It's not like I'm going to be like, I'm going to give up bodybuilding because that was a horrible feeling. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, how can I improve never having that feeling again?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, do you do what's your carb loading protocol in peak week? Is it gradual? Do you do a lot, or do you keep things the same? I mean, like we were saying before, it generally depends on where we're at. Like, I don't know what our carb protocol is yet at all this week. We're taking it day by day at this point.
I want to say this, you guys. A peak week is successful for me if I literally cruise into the show with the same diet that I had
Mm,
the week before. If I'm able to do that and like I said, look good every day and I eat the same thing and there's no carb up, it's just Lauralie, same thing as yesterday. Lauralie, same thing as yesterday. That is the best
mm.
feeling ever. Trust me, you do not want to have 300 grams of rice before stage. Like it's
It
not a
feels
fun time.
horrible.
It's honestly not a fun time. And people are like, "Oh my God, you're eating so much. This is great." Like, no, like it's not great. Like I don't want to have a burger before a stage. I don't want to have like a pound of rice before a stage. It's not
It's a
great.
lot. It makes you feel heavy as well, because I mean, we both have very different diets before shows and stuff like that. I've had no carb ups before shows. I've had a fuck ton of carbs before show, and I generally preferred no carbs because I preferred just being like, or not no carbs, but less carbs or same carbs as what I had before, because I
Same.
prefer just being the same instead of feeling that heavy and like in your tummy, knowing you have a lot of food there, trying to hold that in. When you're posing and stuff, it's hard, hard.
Yeah, it's just not, I don't know. It's just a stressful feeling because you're eating and you're stressed out because you don't know what the carbs are gonna go because it's so different from like your normal. Just try to be steady. I don't know.
Yeah.
Better.
I think the thing is, you can't always control what happens, like what happens to your body. So you could carb up and you could drop weight, carb up again, you could drop weight. Like
Yeah.
that's happened to me, that's happened to you, and it's
I know, but
hard when that
it's throwing
happens.
fucking spaghettis on the wall. Like
Yeah,
we're going to the Olympia. Like am I
spaghettis.
spaghetti on the wall, like hoping that it sticks. Like to me,
Yeah,
it's not like a great coach should bring you in on time and be like, we're cruising in, and maybe be like, okay, we're gonna taper the water today. We're gonna cut half the protein because you don't need that much protein before show day. Like little things like that. But there's the carb up. It's so old
it's
school.
very, yeah, it's the thing is it's very individual to each person. I think that's something that you always have to
Yeah,
like remember. So a lot
yeah,
of questions on here were like, how many carbs do you have in the week? I've had like or like the day before show or whatever, and I've had 300 grams of carbs before a show, or I've had no carbs before a show, like literally zero carbs before a show before,
yeah,
and both of them worked. I still brought a great package for both.
yeah.
It generally depends on where you are at in that moment. So for me, I can't really say like how many carbs I'm gonna have because I actually don't know right now.
Yeah.
So but I think just trust your coach and what you're saying. Try and not kind of, because I think sometimes as well people like want the carb up to be huge, because I remember I used to be like that. Like I used to be like, I want the carb up, like not want it to be huge, but
Yeah.
I want to like carb up so I can be like full
Yeah.
and all that type of thing. But you should already be kind of at that state where you haven't flattened out loads, like
Mhm.
you don't need to flatten up loads and then carb up loads, and you don't need to manipulate too much. A small amount of manipulation is good, but I think if you take like play around with that too much, it then starts to get messy, like you were saying before.
It's just
So
it starts becoming so stressful to just maintain, and then like what do you do when you go, I don't know. I remember the Olympia, like trying to do the meet and greet and having to eat because I needed to like have so much rice. It's just not great. It's just not
no,
great.
it's not a fun time. It's not a
It's
fun
not good.
time. But okay. Right, let's do one more. Dun, dun, dun. They're pretty much all the same, which is not surprising, but we've answered quite a lot already. Someone said about obviously salt and fluids. Again, keeping the salt the same. We maybe I taper up my water maybe a little bit, but not like I remember I used to taper it up like a lot, like liters and liters, like loads of water, and then bring it
10.
all, yeah, and bring it all the way back down. Now I'm just like, okay, we'll increase it a little bit just so we can make sure that we're flushing out, but nothing like huge. Um, I mean, again, like we said before, we don't want to manipulate too many things. You want to be just ready, cruising, coasting, and it be absolutely fine. Um, what does your cardio look like in peak week? Again, it all depends. Like, again, these are all quite specific questions, but again, I think we want to just try and make sure that we can put across is that like it generally does depend on what happens within that week, like day by day, like minute by minute, like seeing how your body responds. Because I could have carbs today and drop weight, and we might need to have carbs again, or we might not have carbs. We don't know yet. But yeah, it's all about what happens within the moment. Okay, one more question. Let's have a look. Um, okay, what do you do? How do you relax um and feel less anxious the day of your show? So someone said about like how do you feel, how do you start to like get in the zone and feel more relaxed like the day before and the day of show?
So the day before is always a complete rest day for me. I never do anything. I just get my tanning done. I make sure that my suitcase is done and ready for the next morning. I have my numbers, double, triple, double
Yeah.
check. Have my schedule already, planned. Um, if I have my makeup beforehand, I know what to do. I wake up like an hour earlier. I have my meals ready. Um, I know where to go. I know where to be. I have extra meals with me if my makeup is running late.
Yeah.
The usual things that you normally do when you have appointments and you don't know if they're going to be on time or not. So try to keep my feet up most of the time. I've stopped doing caffeine the day of the show just because,
I feel anxious.
yeah, jitters. You're already anxious, and then you're gonna have caffeine. Like trust me, the coffee is gonna be 10 times more potent because you're anxious.
Yeah,
So,
very, very true.
stay in your zone. You have little water. You don't owe any conversation to anybody.
Yeah,
Find your little peace with yourself. Sometimes like little headphones. I always get myself so comfortable backstage, guys. Like full pillow, full blanket, and I stay warm and cozy. And then I don't do anything until they say, "All right, ladies, bikini in 5. Let's get
yeah.
your pays." And it's like, okay, it's party time. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, I'm the same when it comes to like relaxing is just making sure that you just have like your headphones, making sure you just feel calm when you're backstage. Like those little things, it makes a massive, massive difference to me anyway. And I mean, the way I feel most relaxed is like we said before, knowing that you are ready, you are where you need to be, you are like where we need to be and just ready in that moment. So I feel like, yeah, for me, it's just there's nothing specific that I kind of do. It's just a case of like, just stay calm. Don't overstress. Don't overthink. Just keep ticking on. That's pretty much all I kind of do for just kind of keep staying relaxed, if that makes sense. But but yeah, I'm very very excited about how everything's gonna go this week. I'm excited to kind of see how it goes, and then obviously the next time I speak to you, or not the time I speak to you, but on the podcast will be post show
This is
and two
wild.
weeks out or however many weeks out. So
Babe, this is wild. I have chills. I cannot wait to see you.
I'm
I'm
excited.
obviously gonna ask for a spoiler before.
Oh God, yeah,
Like,
I'll be texting you. I'll be texting you literally minute by minute, like right before prejudging, right before finals, literally after finals, like straight away. Don't you worry.
oh my God, I'm excited, babe.
I
So
can't
like
wait.
enjoy your week, enjoy your
Thank you.
morning. I'm gonna let you go, do your thing. I'm gonna have breakfast, and I mean, you're gonna hear from me in like an hour or so. I
Yeah.
miss you so much. I'm so excited for you, and
She texted me last night and was like, I can't wait for a podcast in the morning. See you in the morning. I was like, and I was on cardio and I was like, much love, my girl.
I just can't wait to see you.
I know it's a few weeks as well, so it'll be very, very soon that we get to see each other, which will be fun. So cannot wait for that. But thank you guys always for watching, listening. Please make sure you subscribe, listen, like, comment, all those fun things. Comment some things as well, because I think in the next couple of weeks, obviously because it's coming up to Olympia, like what topics do you want to hear? Do you want to hear about the Olympia? Do you want to hear about like how our weeks are? Let us know if you're listening to YouTube, because we want to make sure that we can give you all the updates and all the topics.
Love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in to the Stay More podcast.
Yes. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, baby.